Welcome everyone to this amazing test live stream. Not only do I hope we are live, I also hope we stream over Wi-Fi. 1 second. Sorry, the camera went black. Amazing, so super sketchy live stream today. I hope we learned something and you enjoyed anyway. Wait a second, so microphone. So, yeah, not in the Berlin office, and as you see, super improv. We are back to our amazing HP parisc we got the other year, and that you saw me upgrading 3 gigs of memory. Let's see what we, and by the way, so not only streaming here with a stupid iPhone, also over a neighbor's Wi-Fi, because no Wi-Fi here otherwise. Let's see how long that Wi-Fi survives, and let's check here our own live streams that I see what we are streaming. Where's even? So yeah, HP parisc, the fastest one, there's the model number C3700. And what we want to do today, and again this sketchy live stream may break at any given moment in time. So now I also see what you are chatting here. Welcome everyone. Bryce, Danny, Sakat, and everyone else joining, and later on I hope the picture is good enough for this stupid old iPhone. So obviously I didn't drive this amazing HP parisc back to Berlin because car was full and other things. So the reason, so the last time we installed the 3 gigs of memory upgrade, we couldn't really test it because I didn't have the serial cable with me, or actually I had something with me. Oh no, right, I didn't have the serial cable with me. This is why we purchased this new amazing. You saw it on the other video, it's plugged in there, the new portable one. And the rest of the sketchy setup is, I brought here this 10 keyless mechanical keyboard with me, for the main reason to have keyboard, because otherwise I think the firmware is going into serial mode, and clever as I am, I wanted to also use the Origin 200 the other day, and I took the wrong adapter. Where is it now? Even so many adapters and dongles, the whole table. And by the way, honey, I quickly do a live stream and then the table looks like this. Probably not what she and then we pull that is what I use my amazing microphone cable to explain you the dongle situation. Let's see if I put this other dongle, because my point is also dongles. Here you see all the compromises and why I want more than one USB port. Here's the adapter. With all the vintage stuff the last weeks, I took here the 80 adapter. This is of course not what we need for the Origin, for the SGI Origin. For that I need PS2 if I wanted to plug the keyboard in there. And so I should have grabbed the USB PS2 adapter that you have seen in that video. And to go over the adapter situation and why yes. So to explain you more of the dongle situation here, and the only benefit of having this is that we can actually so much too. We can anyway. So this bloody Surface only has one USB port, and so the problem is I really run here out of USB ports, and I should also next put a USB 3 hub. USB 3 hub, by the way, I just realized USB 3 and USB-C is quite similar, the sound of it, because we need USB 3 for this amazing capture dongle here with a binary only driver. And here you see all the limitations of this kind of stuff and why I want more than 2 USB ports. Also, if you have USB-C ports, then you constantly need adapters and dongles and such. Because this is, of course, this you've seen it, my critiques on this stupid binary only driver of this Epiphar. Nothing is a paid advertisement here. And the benefit of this thing is, and why I went for it, and why it's unfortunate that we have now this binary only thing, is you have a portable display input, right? Because if you want to work on something like this or anything else similar, doesn't really matter. By the way, does this look nicer with this slide? But not really, yeah. Or does it look even nicer with this off? Because the point is that if you work with vintage machines somewhere or service something on the go, or if you simply do not want, if you like laptops and do not want displays, you can use such kind of video grabbers here to work without traveling with displays, obviously. And this is why it's so much of a shame that we have this binary only situation there. And so port wise, I would need a couple of ports, so not only USB 3 here, we have here our serial here, obviously. The serial, by the way, now that we can move it. So this is a serial thing, the new portable, more portable setup there. And then also Ethernet, because the stupid new machines don't have Ethernet. And if we want to make use of Ethernet a minute later, then I have here my trusty Apple piece of Apple white plastic stuff. And this stuff, so serial, USB, Ethernet, and USB capture. And then the next problem, so this is not only everything. Theoretically, I would need more, because if I would want here some more networking, because the problem is, the next problem is binary only drivers, and the other problem is here my portable SSD. So this is the next port. So for this I need all this port stuff. There's so much to amazing dongles. Thank you very much for not having here money and design resources for more than 2 USB ports. Amazing stuff nowadays. And the next problem is that we have here binary only stuff, because the next problem why I cannot recommend Macs anyway is this bloody Macs have Broadcom Wi-Fi, and the problem always is that I don't have this stupid Broadcom Wi-Fi module thing here. This is why I can't even, because normally I could have been streaming from OBS on one of my Linux machines here, but I don't have enough ports on the Surface, and I don't have right now working Wi-Fi. Usually this stupid Wi-Fi works, but of course I need to update this binary only thing. And this is why, because the problem is also, people always tell me, yeah, but the amazing build quality, no, Apple stuff does not have amazing build quality, electric fuzz, scratching stuff, stuck keys, and image retention, and battery issues, and whatnot. The next thing is here the hardware, not only other kind of T2 security stuff and things. Then here is Broadcom, and that is, where is even here some Broadcom IV. And of course, binary only, this stuff currently doesn't build with this kernel because API changes. You guessed it. Does it even, where is it not this? Where is even, anyway, it doesn't really matter so much. Why is here? Where is here this build thing? Somehow I have the feeling this is not what I was. Where's the make file even? Or was it just here? Okay, it was just here. And probably not visible on this amazing iPhone sharpness here. But compile errors, obviously, because binary only stuff, and why you don't want it. Somehow I wonder why this YouTube streaming stuff doesn't have focus control, but whatever. So I would have otherwise streaming here a super sharp picture, but ports, dongles, and binary only drivers, amazing stuff. And yes, I could have spent another hour updating, but the problem is I can't even easily load it here. I would need to boot another kernel where I have working Wi-Fi to Google the latest stuff. And yeah, but this is why this is a little bit improvisation live stream. I hope you enjoyed anyway. Maybe even this kind of ghetto improv live stream will become more successful. Who knows? We can just try it. So let's boot this up. We have all the stuff attached, and oh, by the way, I can, with our amazing portable camera, here some proper scene movement, what we usually don't do with our more static setup in the office. And probably because it's a non-focusing iPhone, maybe not so readable. So here we have this booting here as per the last HP parisc video that we have done, probably, not sure, last last year, or something. By the way, we should probably try if we already have, and by the way, the iPhone might also drop off this holding thing here, because, and this is by the way, when I only laugh about Apple advertisements with iPhone for everything, and computer and iPad computer. Yes, thank you very much. You see already with modern computers this mess of a desk, and then you want to get real work done on an iPhone or iPad. Thank you very much. I can only laugh about this. So here we have indeed firmware, probably super small because not a professional camera thing. And this indeed looks like what we had on the serial prompt. So this VGA works, and maybe also another day, and it's some days since I booted it, probably not actually days, but actually a month or something. And yeah, comments in the audience. By the way, let's see, is here something booting or what is happening? Need to check what we have left here. It's even displaying here IPL stuff. So let's see, does this have a chance to boot? So the problem with docking station is then you have again so much stuff to travel with, but I will soon buy a USB-C hub thing anyway. But the problem is I already researched this for an hour or two, and all of them have different, not good. I really wonder what we booted the last time. I have the feeling this might not really be what is booting, but let's see. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. This is M-Player, so no, we need to be, of course, this is slightly confusing them. This is our display replacement. So the problem is I don't like to travel with docking stations, and it's even more stuff to travel with, but in USB hub. The only problem is I don't have a USB 3 hub with me, because these machines here both obviously do not have USB-C yet. This is a thing of all the ever-changing ports here. And let's see, okay, this also works. I have, however, the, hello, damn it. I have the feeling, so boot is B, but I have the feeling, wait a second, why is it, this is really stupid. This is really stupid menu, if I should be honest. Okay, so now we have the problem that we need to watch our own video to figure out what boot setting we had. Okay, understand. And also, actually my problem, I made a video about the Surface dock. The problem with docks is also that often they work only with one unit, and after the Surface dock I never in my life will buy a dock again, because this more universal USB stuff is more flexible. So this is a problem, the lesson learned, that we already said another video, never leave stuff in non-booting order, because now it is, of course, oh wait a second, this has list dir, or is L list dir current command line, or list dir what edit number field boot with this command line or stop command line. So yeah, probably I should have documented better, or so the lesson learned already in another video is, of course, we should never store machines away that do not boot or something like this, because now I need to Google myself. Oh, wait a second, why do we have here? Wait a second, this listed something. Maybe I should also pay more close attention to what is on the screen, because here it actually really lists our kernel. So I only wonder, why did I not leave it in a state that actually boots? So this should be 4.17.14 dist, and our init.rd is where? Root, somehow nothing is really set here. That is a little bit, did I really leave it in this non-booting disorder? I wonder a little bit. What could it be? Probably SDA 3 or some 2, 3. Also need an init.rd. Maybe we edit here this term to init.rd. Wait a second, init.rd equals, I I completely do not remember the syntax of this stuff. The best live stream preparation ever, I guess. init.rd, so this is... Was it? But I have the feeling somehow that I left it in booting order. I really wonder what happened to that. So 0, I also wonder why is there 0? Did I accidentally edited this in there or... Okay, scrolling we also don't have. So this should be for 17, 14 dist, and probably let's see what happens. Something happens at least. So this is the first time I see graphic output of this. The last time we've only done this on a serial terminal. And so far something is coming up. We could have maybe made a typo in the... Yeah, we made a typo in the init.rd. Oh, wait a second. No, this is actually probably not loaded the init.rd, or what happened here, because... But here we see at least the partitions. So we have the big partition is SDA3. And yeah, so much to system request reboot sync or not. Okay, this will now be slightly boring to get this booting again. Just the stuff that happens when you actually do a live stream. But it's also the first time I test this directly with mPlayer here. The command line for this actually is just if you're interested in using a similar setup, but probably better with a non-binary only kernel thing is... Where's my mouse cursor? So this is mplayer-tv device equals dev video 0 tv colon / / I only wonder why does this not come up now? Does it not have a signal yet? Or wait a second. By the way, leave me... Probably the video quality is not the most amazing, I guess. Maybe leave in the comments below how you like it. So apparently as long as this thing is posting, it does not have any... Yeah, no, it's video. So apparently as long as it is posting, we don't have any video there. Could also... Another day also we need to check DVI, but I did not want to make experiments. So interact with IPL. IPL of course stands for initial program loader. I hope something is visible. This comes from live streaming with this new smartphone pad setup stuff. So what is unrecoverable hardware error? So much to that. Then let's boot it a second. I tried to boot a second ago. Yeah, this is why we try random things here. Okay, somehow maybe I should not have. I wonder a little bit why. Why did the initial booting... Shouldn't have cancelled it. Cancelled it. Yeah, probably can test live streaming on some more quality Android another month. And it's anyway interesting to see how the reaction is, how the format is to try different things. I wonder, so okay, it has only this one thing. Let's see what happens if we say boot. I only wonder why it started to auto load boot thing before. No, now it worked. Why didn't it work before? Strange. But it booted. So here it prints the partition map and then Palo, and I really wonder what the format was. If someone chat disconnected, please wait while you try to reconnect you. Do we still live stream or... anyway. Palo command line appr init rd because the only thing that didn't work was getting into the init RD because the kernel panicked with no root device. So the editing works like this. I only wonder why is here 0 VM Linux. I really wonder if that is. So maybe we remove this. So this partition should be, what did I say, 3, and the problem is, of course, with each bootloader being different to keep an overview. Oh, wait a second. Is the name image or not? Maybe it is image. Maybe Palo couldn't load it and booted the kernel without init RD. Yeah, we need to. No key repeat, no. Wait a second, we should be able to print this here. So this is, yeah, init.rd.image. Probably didn't have it in there a second ago. Also, at each point of time, I could run out of battery because Surface and MacBook are not plugged in because this room corner does not have more power outlets. So we should probably actually make a screenshot or Google further how this init.rd format was. Import HPPR JPEG. Okay, JPEG library, conflict there. So has this a chance to load? No idea why there was a 0. No idea if there was init.rd equals something. Maybe there needs to be a 1. Let's see and pay attention. Wait a second, why does it not? Does not want to boot right now. Maybe it does not want the 0 there. So yeah, so much to having some fun in the night here, live on YouTube. Command line console root. Select kernel, select ROM disk. Error opening from partition failed. Ah, wait a second, so this was a /1. Maybe, so now it complains only about the kernel. What did we type here? Wait a second, why is this? Wait a second, did I type R for reset or I wanted to type L though? Damn, did I now reset this? Oh, come on. Second nozzles. So this, I also wonder a little bit, this maintainers and that's always this bootloader is also quirky. I also really wonder why does it start here with a 0? Okay, let's see what happens with boot. It's of course funny, my first try, no command line or boot. Media faking one. Oh, maybe this one is really partition. Damn it, now it reset here everything. So this is of course really a little bit cumbersome to edit this to work. Probably most of the time I probably network booted this. This is of course ridiculous here, this kind of editing. So, but this is partition 1 or not. Come on, it can't be so difficult. So partition 1 is Palo or Palo and 3 is, so it's of course ridiculous that initially we booted and now we can't even get it to boot anymore. Should have probably rewind my own video and look what I typed in there. But yeah, in case you wondered why I sometimes not the greatest fan of this alternative bootloader stuff. Maybe I try to get this to work and tune back in later, unless you tell me how many people are even in the audience, if someone is still in the audience. And yeah, the audience says that some serious use of adapters, but I have to say this is even the lightweight use. And also a homage to all those people who always tell me, no, it's fine. You could have, this is only 3 devices. If you would have a mouse or something else, even if you want to add Ethernet to this machine, you would have the next dongle and adapter. That's not even that much. And of course, not everyone is using video input or video streaming, but there are so many valid things that you want to connect. I really wonder what I have done here to this booting that this doesn't work. Let's try to figure this out here. Oh no, it does not even directory list anymore. Seems we have seriously confused it now with whatever we've done there. Then let's reset. Yeah, maybe leave me in the comments below right now. I don't see here how many people are online. Actually, it says 8 people watching. I'm not even sure how. I also wonder slightly here about the video quality. Not usually streaming from the iPhone, but this video quality is seriously not amazing. Too dark and everything. So much to shot on iPhone. Apple can use this amazing setup here to shot on iPhone. And yeah, for example, if I would want, usually I can also use the time here to show you. So this is what we usually film with, Lumix G70. Just now I have this is the kit lens 1442. In the office I have a slightly higher quality great lens that we unpacked there. We made a video which is of course even nicer, but I can't even connect it directly. And even if I would want to connect this, for example, I could connect it to the HDMI input, but that would require those use a micro, not mini, but micro HDMI here. So that would be, of course, not visible on this amazing low light condition iPhone. So that would be the next cable cable adapter dongle thing. Let's see. So now I didn't touch it. Let's see what we are booting now. And now let's try when we only, first of all, list. Okay, now list works. So somehow we apparently confused there something, maybe buffer over underrun. Whatever happened there previously. And let's try this editing again. So let's put here, we listed this, so this is underscore for 1712 dist. And I'm really not sure what's up with this 0 there. Yes, I could read more fucking manuals, but then I would probably read an hour without finding anything in it. RD for 1712 dist image. Because right now I don't really remember this 2-in-1 thing, and damn it. Okay, so I accidentally, because it always starts, I really wonder why it always starts with a 0 there. Yeah, I could also show it. So somehow each time you go out of the menu, then it starts immediately with a 0 there. This is Palo bootloader command line. No real idea what's up with that one. Need to make a little bit sure that the iPhone is not falling from this amazing stand here. So root equals def SDA3. Let's see if we can eventually get this to boot. No, this really doesn't want to boot. Command line, select kernel from partition 0, open from partition 1 failed. It's of course strange. It's selecting kernel from 0 and then open from there failed. Now it resets this. This is super highly uncomfortable actually to VM Linux. Can't be so difficult. Does any one of you spot a typo or something? VM Linux. .17 14. Oh, wait a second. Did I type? I think I typed 12 instead of 14, huh? That could actually be the fault. By the way, if I would do this today, new, I would, because for some historic strange reason we have here underscore for the kernel name and dash for the init RD, but never change. Okay, now this starts to boot. I only wonder. The problem is, of course, that this is not the most. So I mostly mistyped. Instead of 14, I typed 12 because somewhere else I have here 12 on one of those systems. Maybe the surface is something there. And by the way, probably it would look better. Damn it, it's still. What is this, the init RD stuff now? That is really annoying. Cannot. Oh, wait a second. Should this boot even without init RD? Maybe. Because we have most of the SCSI stuff inside. It's of course really a pity that we can't. Actually, I have a serial terminal on this surface. If I would. Where's even my. Why does this not toggle? Okay, this serial terminal doesn't have anything because I don't have. Actually, it would be more convenient to edit on the serial console, especially scrolling back. So much to that fail. Yeah, this is now of course really annoying to sit here 1 hour trying to get this to boot again, but we have there. Please append a correct. The problem is always with the Linux stuff, and then I really wonder why can they not have back scroll back here still when this oops, and of course this stuff here is super space wastingly printed. Now if I would do my microkernel, this is the first thing I would not do, waste so much space here, and why not allow scrolling? The things you wonder, of course most people don't see this because they never have boot issues, but if you're a developer and want to get stuff working, you really wonder who invented this stuff here. So yeah, SDA3, what would I have typed there? Because this could, so somehow it's not using our init RD for reasons that are unknown to me, and now, although it's panicked, it says CRNG random init done. Thank you very much, exactly what we needed now. Wonder if I don't have magic system request in the kernel or not. But I supplied a root equals something, so I wonder why it does not mount this. So yeah, leave me in the comments below. Not really sure if anyone is still there. Can you scroll with page up and down? No, I tried. It doesn't work when this is panicked. Either the PS2 port doesn't work yet in the HPUX. Actually, wait a second. This is not. You know what? This may not work because it's USB. Maybe USB driver is not loaded at that point in time actually, because it's in the init.rd, but somehow our init.rd is also not loaded for reasons that are don't recall right now. Yeah, usually fully modular kernels are amazing just if you also have this working, and because for fully modular, to have here some useful talk while we wait here for this stuff to post again, fully modular means that you don't have all the drivers built into your kernel, but instead have them all as floatable modules. Then we have more flexibility, the kernel is smaller, you don't have all the stuff compiled in that you don't need, otherwise you would have a 30 megabyte kernel instead of a 6 megabyte one. But the drawback is of course that so early in the boot we don't have USB stuff, because I took the wrong AT adapter and not the PS2 adapter, because always some dongle you forget, you travel with so many cables and dongles, and then just you took the wrong adapter, because was just the vintage adapter that you used the last days. So yeah, but I think it should probably have booted. I remember it was, when I switched it off, I'm pretty sure it was booting off of the hard drive fully. This is usually when I would film videos, I would edit all of this stuff out. By the way, I wonder if, did I in another video, okay, let's first leave the 0 there, not really sure if that's needed there or not. Somehow it's always there, and then for 1714 dist, and let's try to leave this root here equals def sta3. Let's see if that continues, and then let's put here this console we don't really need, and put here init.rd equals init.rd. I only wonder which had the underscore, probably 1714 this image. Let's see what happens in this combination. Maybe theoretically I should make a screenshot to save this for also wrong. Save this in case we want to reference it later. But it says here some segments of init.rd. The problem is, so where is now our root as init here? But this says actually in init.rd here now, there at that printout. The problem is here at this point of time, the root equals something command line printout there scrolled away. So then, by the way, okay, this is USB, so not scrolling yet. Can you pause the code somehow when it's scrolling? Maybe with scrollog, does scrollog, oh wait, no, I don't have, I could theoretically, wait a second, but did we boot now? Hey, maybe we booted now because we have a USB stuff. Now it says USB keyboard. So, yeah, we have keyboard, we booted something. So then it was, so actually now, okay, this I remember, I think there was a bug, so this is some good sign, although it's not booting, but this I remember, we still had some bug in some init, in some dialibc stuff. I only need to be careful not that my precious last iPhone I will ever buy falls off on the tiles here. So the bug, I'm not sure if I fixed there something already, but as you see, bed mount option something. So now we are in the init.rd, and the good thing is we have this module is loaded, so we have actually, let me try to optimize the camera angle just a little bit. We have actually USB keyboard, and this is so now we can fiddle around here, mount file systems manually. And the bug here is that this diet libc we use for space reasons for embedded stuff, diet libc here for the early boot stuff, init.rd stuff. Although nowadays there's so much glibc, LVM, device mapper, and crypto setup stuff in there, it doesn't really matter much. And something, I remember I fixed something there, so maybe it would fix itself if I would rebuild the init.rd, but I will do this another day. And to manually mount this, we have the init script here and cut in /init, so I can cut here /init, and here is the loop mounting the root file system. So we should be able to manually mount this with, this should be betterfs from dev sda 3 to root something rootfs. And let's see, does this let's see if we have here some -o read only, invalid argument. Okay, so this is a, then let's try without read only. Okay, without read only, so somehow this argument passing that to mount from the kernel with a system call for mount doesn't work. The next thing we need to do here, everything, so wait a second, did we kill udef? No, we didn't. That is not perfect, so okay, anyway, let's ignore this for a moment. Let's hope we boot anyway. So tnon, we need to move all the other mounts here, the dev proc this mounts over, so mount dev to root fs dev. Move, so tnon and o move, and the same for proc this dev and this we need. So this is, by the way, the first time we test USB. This machine I got so recent that I did not yet test so much. So the first time display output, so switch. Now I should not make any typos. If we make a typo in this line, exit switch root, root fs has been init and wish me luck. So what could happen now is that, and this might be the reason there, we might have udef still working if we are super unlucky. Let's hope this comes up. Not really sure actually. It would be really a pity if this doesn't come up. Yeah, error binding udef control socket. So if we are super unlucky, our boot will not continue with this udef nonsense because we had the udef running in the init.rd. I changed this already. The latest builds of T2 kill the udef daemon away also for exiting to the debug shell. The older init.rd until some month ago did not do this because only with his YouTube videos and all this vintage tinkering, these are all the small things, you know, you never get to this idea until you run into a problem like this the first time. So all this YouTube filming, all this vintage tinkering from parisc, SGI, MIPS, Spark, but even 386 stuff and other stuff brought a lot of small fixes, small improvements all over the place. And that is what we make these videos for. And now it's probably, let's hope udef is timing out or something. If we are lucky, this times out after 60 seconds or 30 seconds. Probably I talk longer than 30 seconds already. Can't be, but this, I remember this manual boot setup, and I think it should have continued though. I really hope. Would be really pity after all this typing efforts not booting this stuff. I wonder, could we, the problem is I couldn't kill this array, I think, because, actually, or could we have killed this? Because we don't have kill or kill all binaries in there in the init.rd. This is where normally I would have typed kill all udefd, or what that is, but we don't have kill all in there. But actually we very theoretically could have run this already from this. So we have actually system request, you see here, Control Alt system, this is here, Control Alt system request here, and this also works here with USB kernel. So if we wanted to waste more of our old times in sync unmount reboot. Let's see if this does something. Apparently this does something. And let's try to retype all this stuff here for even more amazing documentation. And hanging, by the way, my tea is getting cold, so let's check how long are we streaming. Okay, shit, we are. But here we have a microwave, unlike in the office, we can microwave the tea here, my precious green tea. Yeah, cold, it's not the most amazing. So, scientific experiments, green tea cools down in, how long are we streaming already? This doesn't show it, does this show this? 45 minutes stream already. Damn it. And yeah, but so far our plugged in neighbor forgot to put password. No, he gave me the password, it's a nice neighbor. He has cable though. And obviously this is not at home and not in the office, because obviously in the office we have now 500 Mbit downstream and a whopping 50 Mbit upstream. But yeah. This is the benefit of knowing nice people in the world, and you can use their Wi-Fi. They have some cable there also. It measures, by the way, it would be interesting to know how much interruptions are there. Are there any dropouts, any, by the way, drop frames? Okay, this is not OBS, so Wi-Fi doesn't show you. So hello, test valid, can we boot already? So let's go through this again, hopefully without typos. We can also, theoretically, should we type from memory or should we open our sheet here? So this is what we should type in there. And by the way, in general, I really like this working together. Why should people who otherwise live with LTE or something get cable just for kids to arrive or something? Also really nice to share some Wi-Fi with some neighbors. I really like this idea of cooperating and helping each other. And we had here 0. Okay, so hey, we had this is 0, whatever that is doing, although it's partition 1, but whatever. And if the Palo or Palo developer is watching, let us know in the comments below what you thought there, why this is there. And so root dev SD, nice SCSI hard drive. And then we have there init.rd. Yeah, no key repeat here in the boot stuff. Thank you for that, Hewlett Packard or whoever did that. But probably people never edited stuff in this early boot stuff there in this initial program loader. init.rd equals init.rd equals so init.rd for 1714. I hope this time I use 14 everywhere. And I think, was that everything? VM Linux init.rd. Okay, let's probably root. And can you neighbor forgot I want to get a gigabit internet upgrade except for the monthly bill. Yes, this, by the way, in Berlin our company could get fiber, but I'm too much of a cheapskate. I will not pay. So they called me, the fiber company called me a year ago and wanted to sell us some gigabit or so fiber, and they asked a couple of €100 a month. That is too much for my YouTube AdSense revenue here. And they just recently, just some week or 2 weeks ago, they called again, and now they have a cheaper offer for only €200 a month, which is not even too bad, which although still too high for my cheapskateness. And the bigger problem is that we would need to pay them thousands of euro for opening the earth and putting their fiber to the house and stuff, and then it's only in the basement, and then I would still need to get the fiber from the basement to the office. So yeah, not going to happen. And so not going for 2,000 or 3,000 euro fiber in the earth installation cost and so on, but yeah. Anyway, so this time the big thing that we, so again, first cut init as cheat cheat sheet here, and then so what will not work is kill. So normally kill %1 is the background job, but there is no background job. Then we would need to find here manual our udev process. So this would be ls star self or something, or exe. Okay, can we get -l? So which is our, by the way, read link failed. Oh, so there's our udevd. Let's hope we can kill 576 also as 57. Hey, that worked, lucky us. So I hope you learn a lot of low-level Unix tinkering and enjoy it, although it's a little bit slow getting this thing up after it was collecting dust for a month. Sorry, generous donator of this amazing machine. So now we have killed udevs, and let's try t-none or move dev. Oh, wait a second, we didn't mount our better fs dev sda3 root fs, and then none or move dev root fs dev proc proc. So what else do we have? This. And by the way, maybe many of you didn't even know that you can move mount points. You can move mount points. Damn it, come on. Ah, can't be so difficult to type this here. So then switch root. Do we have everything? Kill, move. Exec. So exec is of course to replace a current executing process, otherwise it would be sub-process, and init needs to be process 1. Switch root fs has been init. Let's hope we didn't make any typos, because otherwise panic. So let's see if this comes up without udevd in the way. Yeah, now you see udevd started. So also wondering, of course not the most amazing setup there with, and now I wonder what was the root password. Was it test or? Hey, it was test. Don't even need to hide the keyboard. So, what is going on in the audience? I live in Slovenia suburbs and what? I think I need to read the comments later, or can we actually, we should make this larger, that it's even possible to read this on this 1.5 scaling screen. So next, if we wanted to do anything here, we would need to wire forward masquerade our neighbor's Wi-Fi here into our well-prepared dongle, because this is how you connect Unix machines to the world, of course, with forwarding it to a Apple Ethernet dongle over your neighbor's Wi-Fi. I think I have here, let's see. Do we not have a... So, by the way, we need to test, this is a serial console. Hello, do we not get here? So we have here IP address. Okay, I have actually 10 on, wait a second, I don't even have here Wi-Fi up. If config is 0.192.168.0.1 netmask 255.255.255.0 up. And so Of course, if config is the old thing, the new thing is of course IP, but the IP syntax is more esoteric. Of course, T2 uses IP to set this up, but I usually this IP address def something syntax is 2. So 192.1 if config 168.0.10 net mask 255.255.0 up road at default get 168.0.1. So this is not doing anything. What do we have as name server from? We have one. Okay, this will not work. We can't even already not ping 01. Why? One nine two one six eight zero. Oh, wait a second. Oh shit, this is the same subnet as the Wi-Fi. Then let's use 1. Ping first. Okay, now this works. Obviously, let's try to ping the neighbors. What should be the neighbors Wi-Fi router 01? Okay, that also works. Then let's ping. Okay, let's promote our own site. Let's ping t2sd.org. Okay, that might not work. Ping. So name server. Wait a second. What do we have here? 01. But this is still the same. Ping time, what is here? The gateway of the neighbor is 01, but this is not, maybe I have here two. Do I have two addresses on the, no, let's see, IP address. IP address is 11, no, I have only one address after my manual filling. Wait a second, but I think I enable forwarding. Let's check proc. Net IP for something. Where was this forwarding stuff? Kernel. Pro kernel net. Find name. Forward. Is forwarding IPv4 config. Here are no all per device forwarding things. Okay, so all forwarding is 1. Wait a second. So, but this is returning something. Where could we have an issue? Or do we have two IP addresses now? Or we don't have IP? Okay, so much to that. 19110. How much should be the? But this is going to the IP. This is going to the Wi-Fi router because the ping time is higher. We have here a USB ping time of 0.5 milliseconds, and that Wi-Fi access point is 3 milliseconds. Why would the rest not work then? Oh, wait a second. Do we even have name servers there? What did we have for? What was the new? Wait a second, we can copy this Google name server stuff there. User source T2, we should probably have it here already, and then it's not super amazing sharp, this blue though, a little bit unsharp, this blue. Let's see, are we still streaming here before we run out of amazing Apple battery that is dying here? Someone still in the audience, leave me a comment below. Quite somewhere with dream maxing out both connections, maybe fiber nodes here. So that is in package. We have here base, was it this files maybe? Either this files or it etc resolve. Yeah, resolve, because here we have some copy this template to etc resolve with all the, by the way, there was a new one. What was this new, or do we use this already? Cloudflare, was there recently a new one, or was Cloudflare already the new one? Leave me in the comments below. Let's try here OpenDNS Google each of one and see. Hey, this works. So something was with the name server. So much to getting getting the Wi-Fi forwarded here to the machine. Let's SVN up, because obviously latest T2 sources for fun on the parisc. And the big things, first of all, we have here more than one terminal, so log in here as well and check our 3 gigs of memory if they are really working. And I didn't snake you, yeah, 3 gigs, 3.5 even. So also, how many do we have in there? Probably seven half a gig memory modules that we got ourselves for totally cheap on eBay. And show me plan first on test core nodes. And how many people do we have watching? Oh, 9 people. So yeah, so this is our memory test, our VGA test, and we could, by the way, compile some stuff. By the way, we could check here. So emerged, and by the way, this is of course as usual using the same. Just changing here optimizing our camera setup. What have we? We have verified memory works that we installed the last time. We have VGA output and USB keyboard and all this stuff works. We figured we didn't have IP tools installed, so let's emerge here IP root 2 or something. And I also don't really recall how many processors did this have. Was probably single, right? Not, yeah, single, but 750 megahertz. And yeah, a little bit Hewlett-Packard precision architecture, risk fun here at night. And there you see the difference on some latest. This machine is of course over a decade old, 15 years or something. And on some latest x86 silicon, this config tool stuff compiled there in a second, and here we see each file scrolling by. I hope you enjoyed this boot right, early initial program loader. Fun getting this stuff to boot again, all the small bugs that we need to always fix. That's some nice rigs there. What do you mean? Do you mean your core fiber infrastructure or this Hewlett-Packard parisc? And my cold green tea, because we drink less coffee now. And hydration. And yeah, so much I sacrifice here. If I would sit here alone, I would put my green tea to the microwave. But no, for the YouTube streaming fun and your entertainment, I drink it cold, not to waste here a minute of stuff. Yes, the HP is nice. Really thankful to the buddy who donated this here to me. Really amazing. And this is really nice to share stuff. And also I appreciate it very much for people working. This also results usually in upstream patches, of course, if I work on stuff and fix stuff like diatlibc and things. So now we emerge here IP root, and of course the problem as larger as the compiler becomes, the longer all this compile stuff takes, and probably this will break anyway because of some stupid compile hiccup. I really wonder why blue, I have the feeling this blue signal, it's actually not blue, it's some purple stuff there or something. This is way more unsharp than the white there. I have the feeling on this VGA capture, and some of this Colors also super bright. By the way, right, this could actually be the colors are so strangely bright because this is running in text mode and not in frame buffer mode. I think this is somehow drawing the text with some IPL firmware interface thing, as far as I now remember. Yeah, even from this video, even fighting with this Palo stuff, so not only if you ever get hands to an Hewlett-Packard Precision Architecture PA RISC, you already have seen Palo and how much non-standard interface knowledge it is to get used to all this non-mainstream bootloader things, and then also the mount error, and this is some system call argument passing, or actually maybe it even was uninitialized memory or some nonsense like this. I somehow remember I fixed something either in MPutils, because this mount comes from MPutils, so it's not util Linux mount, it's not busybox mount, it's mbutils mount, the super small tools that fit to diatlibc from Felix von Leitner there. And yeah, but still a little bit buggy here and there, so yeah, that comes from using the smallest tools you could possibly find. And also how to continue boot stuff. Of course, maybe you cannot continue the boot stuff with all distributions, but at least in T2, we don't panic, we give you, we don't panic, we don't oops, we give you a debug shell, which I find pretty handy. You have seen it before when the kernel oopsed and panicked, you can't do anything. So much more useful this early initRD debug shell thing, and we're just waiting for this to build. Let's see, what do we get there with our ADM. Just as a reference, so this is, by the way, the performance should be in the ballpark of a gigahertz Pentium, I think, from the spec and results I've seen. So just, not FLS, we want our ADM logs. So just if you get the, what are we even, we are building IP root. Hello, IP, are we not building IP root? Ah, damn it, I didn't look carefully enough. We built flex, I didn't, missing only. So yeah, you should, wait a second, I also don't, why is alien in the automatic dependencies? Depths, none, just IP root please, but I have the feeling it will error out due to some stupid compile reason stuff. Yeah, other things we have done today, of course, we today updated LLVM already some hour ago, because before aside in the morning we did the morning updates of T2, so we updated, there was AMD and ATI Xorg drivers, some minor fixes there to the regular device dependent part of the DDD device dependent driver of the Xorg server, ATI AMD, maybe some other random stuff. And also later this afternoon there was LLVM 8.0 or something, so this is also already test built and committed to T2, all the regular daily stuff that I can tell you while we wait here for this build to finish. And yeah, performance wise, so this should be in the ballpark of a gigahertz Pentium 2 or 3 or what this was from back in the day, and also AMD K6. And the problem is, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the compiler is getting slower and slower. This is, of course, GCC. I know we could follow this. This is GCC, so one of the latest here, 8.2. As you have seen, this was pretty recently built and installed. So this is just also better written correctly, just from, okay, actually August, when I got the first HPP parisc. And yeah, of course this failed. Let's see, this is, of course we need a just-in-time compiler in the kernel, and this is failing in the just-in-time compiler stuff, in this Berkeley packet filter stuff there. If you've never heard, we have just-in-time compiler now in the Linux kernel, because a monolithic kernel can never be large enough and needs a just-in-time compiler. And var IDM IP and yeah, this is somewhere in BPF, where even, I wonder if Alright. I remember, I think I work around it this somewhere. This elf stuff, was there something like, just for the fun of it, IP root, and here was something with elf. Yeah, you see I disabled here something for cross compilation. We can, this is of course only a workaround, and we can try if we can build it like this here just for a quick test. Yeah, probably time to end the live stream sometime soon, unless any of you write significant questions or answers. Of course, amazing 10 people watching. Is there Zumber included? Of course, we have Zumber included. Would like to run it on a NAS box. File shares, and I think the stream froze. Actually, so iPhone had a, does it continue? iPhone had a battery warning because in 45 minutes time we emptied the battery because obviously battery reasons. The problem is I don't have any empty USB port, and I also don't have a other power outlet there because power outlet, and so only in this corner we have USB, not USB, only in this corner we have. So let me know if the stream continued. Let's see, are we compiling? Yeah, we're still compiling, so I need to entertain you from this corner of the room. Nothing better than improv, hacky, what word did I use in the title? Something live streams. And yeah, where's even the chat in this? Share, enable flash. Here's the chat. Let's see, top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. Maybe this. Yeah, maybe the stream frozen, but this is also the usability of iPhone stuff, and I can't make this nonsense. I cannot make this stuff up. So stupid it is. And if it froze for that reason. And are we compiling there? So Zumber, yes, of course we have it. We even use it commercially, at least in our company. So our company file server obviously serves Zumber to our normal end user. Yeah, it's not so silent. It's you only can't hear it because I have a lavalier mic on my shirt, and this mic is quite good. Can recommend that. Of all the stuff I cannot recommend, and also so it starts louder with the fans running on boot, and then after self-test the fans settle down a little bit, and it is not that loud. So obviously all the latest PC gear is more quiet. Also the Ryzen build, obviously the high performance Ryzen build in my other videos, which I by the way also have content prepared. We will soon continue with high performance and amazing Linux stuff there. And yeah, so it's not that quiet, but it's less quiet than power on, and also not more, I meant more quiet, less noisy, more quiet than on initial post, and more quiet than the SGI Origin. I think it's probably similar, I would say, to the SGI Octane, which is also not that quiet, and the Origin is definitely louder for some server reason. So let me charge the battery, maybe some 5%. Let's go back to the table there. And this is, by the way, produced on iPhone. Tim Apple, this is how production on iPhone looks with charging in between because crappy batteries. Thank you for installing me the exactly same crappy battery that you said had a manufacturing flaw. I think officially they said they had some impurities or some oxidation or something of the chemicals in the manufacturing process. So thank you very much for installing me in your extended battery swap program the same non-long lasting low performance batteries there. Amazing job, thumbs up Tim Apple, job well done. Maybe you should socialize less with dictators and more concentrate on running your company in a way that satisfies your users and not some other people who call you Tim Apple. Of course I could call you by your real name, but I have the feeling you don't deserve it for giving me this battery. And if I could even ask you for a new one, but you know what, in the meantime I just give a shit and buy a Samsung or another Android phone and not a paid advertisement. So here tends to be loud SF. Yeah, that is true. And I saw people modding their SG Octane with less loud fans. Maybe I do this another day, but maybe I first wait if someone still comes along who wants to swap it with a faster one for my Linux development, because I had one potential subscriber who has a faster one. I think they have a dual 400 megahertz, which would be amazing for my Linux development. Also parisc, yeah, damn it. There is the next error of temp max stuff. But anyway, so much for that test. And you see amazing compile errors when you compile non-standard stuff. Somehow the colors are not, so this is really funny. I can zoom in here. The colors, I hope the iPhone picks this up in this lousy iPhone resolution. I have the feeling we will not pick this up, but yeah, close. So I switched, you write Noctua fans. I think I used touch a fan in the Ryzen improvements there. So I'm not sure if you see this, but the red and also blue text is significantly less sharp. This is really funny. Somehow the iPhone, I wonder, I think for photos the iPhone can focus more. Somehow this YouTube streaming app does not have focusing control as far as I see here. And yeah, so this red, not sure what is up with this. If this is a capture thing or the video output quality, something is not amazing there. Also, do we have, oh wait, wrong keyboard. The blue was the same as the red, so something is strange with the blue and red synchronization there, whatever is up with it. Where did we had blue? Somewhere we had blue. Oh right, we had blue probably in the T2 compile, right? I think. Let's quickly check. So yeah, the problem with the Ryzen was the fan was here. So there we have this lila pinkish something there. And so not sure if this is visible, but something is not. No, this is not subpixel smoothing. This is because this is not subpixel. This is BIOS text. This is not subpixel anti-aliased. This is something, whatever. So let's try here one more thing. Let's reboot here, because one last thing I want to try. And by the way, the live stream might die soon, because I got already the warning that the battery is of course 10% because I didn't charge it long. But this is just another proof that I don't make this stuff up. And this is just what you get when you pay Apple for. So let's plug in the DVI. Let's hope I don't pull here because I'm interested in DVI as well. And I think when I got this, the generous donator, oh, we have DVI still in, good. Let's see, so I pressed reboot. Let's see, otherwise if the live stream dies, then thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and I hope you like this improv Unix live stream, T2 testing, enablement stuff, and what we want to test now. So the problem is that maybe we need to set something special, because I was already told that DVI does not just come out there for some vintage Unix reason. And by the way, probably we don't have. So what I next need to try to figure out is also how to get DVI out of there. And the problem is, so now it's not yet synced. And did we even, maybe this was not the most smart, actually we can still plug it back in there. Because then we need to figure out how to enable DVI on this initial program loader. Yeah, okay, now it's coming up already. But this is not, it's not already, this is still rebooting here down, reboot, no, damn, it's not even rebooting, damn it. Okay, sync unknown boot. because the Debian people, I noticed this, I fixed this already. This is when upstream people do random modifications. The Debian people patched their in system in sys5 init, they thought with this systemd stuff, and nobody edited, maintained sys5 init for a decade. The Debian people pushed all their random changes in there and they broke this init control thing, because why not? This is when people push all their fancy changes in there without checking and thinking and stuff. But this is already fixed. Only only one or two T2 builds had this bug until I realized this and fixed this already. And yeah, this also, you do the nightly updates, the morning updates, you compile and commit, and then you have regressions. And yeah, this flickering is, by the way, when there is no signal, then this USB thing. So by the way, so now we should have tab here, and you see graphics type 2, the display will cycle with tab, and the question is now, so because, wait a second, here's no digital flat panel. I wonder, damn it, I should not have, wait a second, but why was there? So you see this tab in this IPL on this HP, with tab you cycle through the resolutions. So this says digital flat panel, but it says head 1 type 3, but digital flat panel. I wonder if we get signal though. Otherwise we might need to edit something else, or at least I hope this IPL is capable of. Do we get something, or at least it didn't disappear fully. Oh wait, we have green though. Green means on this capture card, is it? I hope it's in camera. Green means signal. Let's, oops. No, we have, it was green, but no, it's, damn it. This green was, so somehow this FPGA firmware. So apparently we need to do something. Maybe need to Google read the Hewlett Packard manual on how to get DVI out of there. Whatever the resolution also was, maybe this blue and red is sharper with another resolution, whatever we were using there. But yeah, I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Maybe it inspires you to do something vintage stuff, coding, or whatever you like to do. Now we confused the frame grabber apparently. And what do we have? 120 we could there, but anyway. Also another day, as you see, always so many things to do, regressions to fix, stuff to improve. We also need to improve the Palo stuff there, or Palo. Maybe leave me in the comments below how you pronounce this. Hewlett Packard loader thing there, and improve this stuff there to also create a T2 config and be even more integrated and boot automatically with also extensive typing there. And I hope to see you soon, and don't forget to share, like and subscribe.